So another thing which I wish to discuss here is you know we we have sort of gone into a culture, the whole of the world, where we have started uh, discriminating spirituality and science altogether. We have a confused notion regarding spirituality and religion. Uh, Spirituality is just a different dimension of science if it is done in the right perspective. If you shun off your beliefs, if you shun off just direct ideas and opinions that you develop, um, and you try to delve into the intricacies, the mysteries of your own self. That's what spirituality was, um, in the initial ancient days of human civilizations. Religion was something which just came hardly 1,000, 2,000 years back. There were no ancient religions. There were some religions which we keep talking about, which could have existed a long time back, but they were not in the form of religion that we have right now. The religion in the current form has been there just over the last 1,000 or 2,000 years. So religion instills in possibly beliefs. Again, there is a disclaimer from my side. I'm not trying to have anything against any religion. They are all interesting things in this earth. There's nothing on this which is happening on this earth is not interesting. But again, if you just go back to my first video, the first thing that we need to possibly try and change, uh, in order to become, maybe in order to get what we want, maybe the 24/7 happiness is, yeah, we have to rethink our beliefs, and then it's you who decides what beliefs you like, what beliefs you don't like. Everybody is different, and if you get 24/7 happiness with it, just go on. That's fine with me. But yeah, if you think you're not achieving what you wanted, then you have to go back and rethink your beliefs. A lot of times, a religion per se, it tries to bring in universal laws or rules for the whole population, which obviously may not work out. It may work out in a few people, but it may not work out in everybody. That's why people have started calling themselves, atheist. People have started going against religions, and unfortunately, people have started confusing religion with spirituality. Spirituality is just, a science where you go into yourself. You don't. You have a science in the present form where you try to go into every small thing. You try to dissect every small thing that's happening around you, in physical world. Uh, but then this is something you just look into yourself, through meditation, through other means. You just look into yourself, and there is so much that you don't understand about yourself unless you actually look into yourself, and you are the best person to learn about yourself. So first thing is, let's not confuse spirituality with religion ever in our lives, and let's understand that both spirituality and science have similar pursuits in life, to know more about something. But the science in the current form, as we call it just thinks, tries to do more about the physical reality. It goes into deeper into the physical reality, or what we think around us. And spirituality, initially as it existed in ancient human civilizations till date, it tries to go inside yourself, to know more about yourself. So this is basically the religion, and both are interesting pursuits in life. This, you may read about it, you may listen to a lot of things, and then make your mind clear about what you think about both of these. But in my opinion, they are not different. They are different sides of the same coin. So earlier on, let me just compare a few things which ancient spirituality civilizations actually talked about, and what we have today in modern physics, modern science. Spirituality has always talked about life existing in multiple dimensions. It's not just the single dimension that you know. The physical world that you know. It says there is much more beyond it. There are things multiple. There are multiple dimensions which are difficult to perceive with the faculty, the sensory faculty that you have in yourself. And they don't say that you cannot perceive. There are ways to perceive it, and they devised they said they devised ways to perceive the things beyond known dimensions in life, the known four dimensions in life. That's where the miracles came into being. They used to talk about miracles every time in the past. We say that those people were more knowledgeable or something like that, or that those are just fantasies, those stories. Possibly those miracles existed in different form. They just get translated to us in a different way. But miracles, they have always spoken about miracles happening when you actually touch a different dimension in life. And there are different dimensions in life which they talk about, where no rules are followed, no physical rules, no rules of physics, chemistry, nothing is followed. Um, so this is exactly where the miracles used to happen. Gautama the Buddha used to talk about the impermanence of things. A lot of his teachings possibly have been interpreted by the common people a little differently than he actually meant them. He actually was able to he used to say that he was able to perceive within himself the smallest particle within him being so impermanent that he could see that those particles blink, they go off and come back for a certain fraction of a second. That keeps happening the whole day. That this perception of himself through meditation was what that made him say that everything is impermanent. That's what spirituality says too. And he People have always said that everything around us is an illusion. You are in an illusory world. Gautama again has been often misquoted as somebody who says that shun desires are the reasons for your misery. It's as long as you're this human being, you cannot shun desire. Just to not to desire itself becomes a desire. That's the irony of it. We all know it. So Gautama never said shun desires. He's not somebody a person of his stature could not have been stupid. He possibly he was such a wise person. He was such a wise person. He possibly meant something different. If you yourself think a little bit about yourself. You have so many desires. You want to get this. Once you achieve that, you want to achieve something else. You want to achieve something else. So you keep desiring more and more and more and more. So if you think you're going to achieve your eternal peace, eternal happiness with that, obviously that's not the way to go. So he obviously would have only meant that desires, as in the form that you know, are not going to take you anywhere. Desiring something compulsively, as life takes you, as your mind takes you, it's not going to take you anywhere. um, Spirituality has always said you're not this body, and you're not the mind. You're something beyond it. And what you are, there are so many names given to it: God, soul, um, uh, divinity, and so many names. You can always play with words. That's one reason why spirituality has not gone beyond a certain limit, because words limit our spiritual goals. So beyond words, if there is a single thing that you can talk about, it's just consciousness. It's always said that you are a consciousness above all this, your body and your mind. That's exactly where the ancient Indian civilization used to reach. There were two parts of it. there were two philosophies, the Dvaita philosophy and the Advaita philosophy. The Dvaita philosophy said was used to talk about you as an Atman, and there being a separate uh, Paramatman, a God. And but then every person following the Dvaita philosophy was also aware that, yeah, this Atman is going to merge. The purpose of this Atman is to just merge with the Paramatman. This is an interesting way of presenting it, a beautiful way of presenting it. This talks about bhakti or devotion, where you think of a bigger goal where you're going to reach it. But then every part of spirituality never really differentiated this from some other god. They never really endorsed a separate god as a phenomenon. As this you go deeper and deeper into these spiritual layers, even with this philosophy, the only thing that comes up is it's all an eternal consciousness everywhere, and you have that eternal consciousness within you. So this is exactly been what spirituality through all uh, civilizations in the past have endorsed, that you are the eternal consciousness, or the Brahman. The Chinese philosophy, if I'm not wrong, used to talk about the yin and yang, being the manifest and the unmanifest. When the manifest, that is a physical you, becomes unmanifest, or the eternal consciousness. That's exactly what finally, this is the truth of everything. This has been used in different terminologies. The same concept has been described in different terminologies, but then uh, the crux of it is the same. This is the gist of spirituality. That it's you who is the eternal consciousness that pervades the entire creation of nature, all around. From the smallest of the atoms, the electrons and the quarks, to the largest of the multiverses, and you as a piece of life are everywhere, in the piece of rock, in the piece of uh, paper, everywhere. So this is exactly what spirituality talks about, what meditation finally possibly leads you to. This People have known through looking into themselves, meditating, thinking for themselves, experimenting with themselves. It's not been fantasy stories that are being talked. They have been transferred to us in different ways, in different modalities, and that has led to changes in this universal truth, or what spirituality meant. But yeah, this is exactly what has been described in every world civilization. Um,